Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy. If you saw my last tour, then this looks familiar. But I'm here to give you a pepper tour, finally. So I did show you last time in this covered hoop house that, the raccoons kind of got this, that I've got two Cubanelle plants in here. I just closed it and then I said, oh, I should do that tour. Cubanelle, that one is a Lunchbox pepper. That's Cubanelle next to it, and then those are giant golden Marconis there at the bottom. And these plants are being ravaged by aphids. I did spray them off and pick a bunch of leaves off the other day, and actually that Marconi is looking a little bit better. Oh, and I have a volunteer plant in here that I think is a Jimmy Nardello. Now, let's go see some others. Make it quick since I showed you in the other tour. This is a Queen Laurie that clearly needs to be able to grow taller. So, note to self, I won't do that again. Grow these in these beds if I plan on covering them. And so actually my plan, even though it's August 15th, I'm going to dig her up and put her in a bucket. There's a Jimmy Nardello behind her. Here is two orange Lunchbox peppers. They've got some little babies on them. Wonderful. Now let's go to the main pepper garden. If you've been here before for a pepper tour, you may have heard me say that I had seen Little Tech Girls. She has a pepper tower in which she in an original green stalk, she grows all peppers, and I'd kind of forgotten about that, and I'd already grown things like this shungiku, and there are a number of factors as to why I don't think and her plants look great, so I know that pepper, and I believe she's in Chicago at like 5B or something, zone 5B. I'm noticing where I think a groundhog made another hole. Anyways, her peppers look great, and I think there's a whole number of factors as to why mine are not doing well in this green stalk. One, I never did level it out like I said I was going to, so it's leaning that way. And I think that the sun, I think there are just a lot of different reasons why. The sun, watering, I don't know if the soil, but either way, they're not doing as well as these other ones, but that doesn't mean I won't show you. So this is a Nadapeno. I picked one pepper off of it. I had one other one. The raccoons were messing with it. It does look like maybe it'll try to grow more, but I don't know. This is a Sugar Rush Stripey. I've grown Nadapeno before. It's great. If you don't really like heat, then Nadapeno's nice because you still get that jalapeno taste, but not the heat. This is a Sugar Rush Stripey. I've never grown this before. I see I'm finally starting to get some fruit. I left this bean plant because I couldn't help myself. This is a NuMex lemon spice. I've never grown it before, and I'm just now seeing some flowers. This is Biquinho blend, meaning it's going to be either yellow or red. You see we've got a couple fruits on there, but they're very small plants. This is another Biquinho blend, and oh, it's got a bunch of flowers. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. It's a calendula Queen Laurie. I showed you in the other bed. She's got more volunteers popping up. That she was struggling over there, and she's struggling here. She's not even putting on really any growth. This is a Santa Lucia Island. Not really doing anything. Okay, This is royal black pepper. Beautiful plant. Not very big. Again, I mean, it's got loads of flowers up here. Loads of flowers. But by contrast, this is also royal black pepper in a container. And it's got a bunch of flowers, but it's a bigger plant as well. This was my Shishito that the raccoon tore off, and I see that it's trying to, it had fruit on it, and I was going to let them turn red, and I kind of wish I hadn't have, but look it's interesting. I was going to pull it because I'm like, it's probably too late for it to put on enough growth to fruit, but the scientist in me really actually wants to see what's going to happen. So, well, this was another Queen Laurie, and I was going to say it looks like it's been eaten, but no, I think it just died. Alright, well, this is a variety that I was growing for my, it's Chupetinho crossed with, let's see, because I'm growing it over here, Ninfidora, and it's been eaten by the groundhog more than once, but I also don't think it's happy where it's at. That's unfortunate. But here is its sibling. I have 4 of them. Same, nothing. And I do think it's the way this green stalk is positioned, sadly. So it's a user error. This is orange spice. I've actually grown this before, and I quite like it. I found them to be hotter, orange spice jalapeno, hotter than regular jalapenos, and with a little bit of a citrus taste. And actually, these are from seeds that I saved. And the ones I grew before were kind of more short and fat. So that one's doing all right, but still it's not a big plant. I know, my yard is a jungle. I know. You don't got to tell me. This is Caribbean Red Habanero. I've never grown habanero before. That's probably the hottest pepper I've ever eaten. Well, I ate a ajicito last year, and those are little peppers. I didn't grow them this year. They were all right. And I know I let the bean grow, but we are getting little, there's a little baby fruit, and we're getting more. Yeah, so it's growing, I guess. This is a yellow Cayenne. It had more fruit on it, at least 1 or 2, but the raccoon got it. But you see, it's not got any more flowers though. So, yeah, well, okay, I think that's it for, Cascabella. I've never grown this before. It's not happy. It looks like it needs more nitrogen, probably needs more sun. It's got 1 fruit on it and no evidence of other flowers. I did feed it a couple of weeks ago, feed them. Yeah. Alright, so let's go look at the plants that are a little bit more encouraging. Okay, you see that these plants are a lot healthier, they're a lot bigger, a lot taller. The raccoons definitely tried to get in here, and things have crawled over, and so these plants have been beat up. But what plants don't get beat up in the garden, right? Right. Okay, this thing lost its name tag. See, that's from a groundhog. But it is a yellow, not groundhog, sorry, raccoon. Yellow cayenne pepper. I already picked a bunch of weeds out here, but this is actually my single seed challenge plant 2024, which I never did. I never did even announce that I was doing it. I've recorded and whatnot. But this is a unstable hybrid that I got from To My Head to My Toes, tomatoes. It's something like that on Etsy. And it's a pretty plant, right? I think it was supposed to be, the leaves were supposed to look a little bit more variegated, like that. But so that's why I planted 4 different plants. You'll remember, well, they're over there now, but those ones aren't looking as good. But this one's been abused a lot. It's been eaten down, and it's coming back though. I mean, it looks like it's actually gonna try to put out some flowers. And its neighbor, so I grew 4, even though I don't know what they taste like, because I want to see, since it's an unstable hybrid, I wanted to see the variability. And it's definitely, it looks like there's a bunch of fruit that are about to come out. Okay, that's encouraging. It's taken a while, but I believe this is another yellow cayenne pepper, kind of bent over. I need to get I need to get my, strap him to this pole here. All right. Next year I'll put it more in the center here so that I can get around it better. All right, this is orange pepperoncini. Last year, no, I don't think I had any success in growing these, but we do have some little tiny fruits developing, a bunch of them, so that's great. Super great. This is another Nadapeno, which was definitely harassed by the raccoon, and I think that it would be doing even better if it wasn't sort of shadowed where it is. But we do have another fruit and some more coming in. This is pineapple Riccoto, and look at that. This is I don't know much about peppers, but I know this is a pubescens, a capsicum pubescens, and that I think I remember hearing that they kind of do better, or can, in less sunny locations, even though this is more sunny. But what's cool, I think this is why they're called pubescents, is because they're fuzzy. The leaves are fuzzy. But look how pretty. Look how pretty that flower is. I've never grown this before. This and the habanero are probably going to be the hottest peppers that I have. And yeah, I see 2 fruits so far. And this is the pepperoncini, but the plant goes up to there, so that's awesome. Awesome, awesome sauce. This is a jungle. Okay, this, and there's actually 2 because I let them both grow. So this here, this is the Peter pepper for the Grow Big 24 challenge. And this is a tall plant, and it has a bunch of flowers yet to open and a couple of fruits. So yeehaw, yeehaw. All right, let's go around. Okay, I said before that that was another yellow cayenne, but it's not. That's a Jimmy Nardello. This is an Aji Omnicolor here. I grew them last year for my single seed challenge, and the plant got really big, bigger than it is now. And I never really got a chance to see the fruit really ripen. They start out this sort of pale color with some purpling on it, purple streaks, and then they ultimately turn red. But you see it's got a ton of little flowers and fruits. But look who's showing out. This is, I believe that is the black jelly bean pepper, and kind of look like little Christmas lights, don't they? I didn't even notice. I believe they start purple and then they turn red, and look how many fruits are on here. What a beautiful, beautiful plant. Oh, dang. Well, there's two of them next to each other, so that's still awesome, but that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, they look like little... Yeah, wow. These guys are really showing out. Yep, black jelly bean pepper. Sweet. And here's another shot of the pineapple Riccoto. You can kind of see the fuzziness. Cool, right? And that is the Peter pepper, this tall guy here. This is a Jimmy Nardello that the raccoons attacked. And like I said, between those two plants, I lost at least 14 fruits. But I don't know if they're done. I hope so. I really want to leave... I want to leave this open right now. But then I'm like, oh, that's right. The groundhog also takes a liking to the sweeter peppers. However, nobody is messing with those lunchbox peppers that are uncovered. Okay. Jimmy Nardello. Sweet. I think the black jelly bean peppers are supposed to be a little bit hot. Okay, now these two. This is another orange pepperoncini. This guy, pick him off to tell the plant to keep producing, because that fruit is not going anywhere. Pretty. Nice. Very nice. We got more up here. Awesome. This is someone who lost their tag, but I believe... Don't tell me. It's a Zebrange. Zebrange pepper. I've never grown it before. Zebrange. And I see we've got a fruit. And a little one's coming on. So, that's pretty cool. Now I had a couple of smaller buckets that I decided to go ahead and move to the back. Yeah, this is the Zebrange pepper too, so this is the sibling to the one I just showed you. This one I can't remember. I think it was eaten down, but I went ahead and let it grow, and I moved it out here to where it gets more sun because it was so small that it was really shaded over there. And I thought, well, if it gets eaten, it gets eaten. But let's see, and it's not been eaten. This is another St. Lucia Island, and she's not really doing much. She's been dug up, but not for the plant. I think something comes in here. This is purslane. I think something comes in here and eats the worms, or digs in there for worm casting, or whatever is left over that they like. She's not doing much, but hey. Sneak peek if you're here for the peppers and you haven't been here for other things. This is my back garden. Yeah, it's growing. It's wild, and the rest of the yard is wild and crazy. That's my fruit cocktail tree right there. I moved it last October. And those, if you've seen my short, those are elderberries. Ooh, I wonder if I should pick them. I don't know the first thing about elderberry. I did not plant them, and I only discovered this year that I have them. Anyways, let's go back to the pepper tour. But if you're curious, come back for other shots of what's going on here. Last but certainly not least are the two peppers. Actually, we have a volunteer. The two peppers that I decided to grow in my green stalk leaf. And now this one is level. And these peppers are doing a little bit better. This is a Biquinho blend. Yay. Gets a little bit taller. This is a volunteer. most likely, I'm going to guess a jalapeno of sorts. And then we have, come here, buddy. Come on, come on. A Caribbean Red Habanero. I got a habanero, and I've been really happy with the results, and my habanero is one of the ones I got from him. But we're getting some flowers. Looks like we'll see if that's going to turn into a fruit. So yeah, there you have it for my pepper garden tour. Hope you've enjoyed this tour. I haven't really gotten in there. Doing a tour gets me in there looking at things, and that's exciting. They're kind of slow going. I mean, I did get things. I'm slow going, so it's just a note to myself again, because this year I was like, you got to get the peppers started earlier, and I got them started earlier inside, but I didn't get them once the groundhog proved to be an issue. I didn't jump right on figuring out what I was going to do. I was kind of nervous about planting stuff and where everything was going to go, and so they got potted. They got put in their pots kind of late. I wonder if I should pick this, because it looks like it's more so just wrinkly, like, oh gosh. I'm like, this one doesn't look right. No, it doesn't. That's most likely, I'm gonna guess, an earwig. But yeah, so next year, definitely don't be afraid to get them started earlier, and I have a better idea. Well, no, I don't have a better idea of where, but yeah, I do. You know, that's what you do. You learn from this season, and you start taking notes and say, all right, here's what we're thinking. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and let me know what you think if you're growing any of these. If you got any suggestions, tips on growing peppers, and yeah, just I'd love to hear from you. And be well, be safe, and bye for now. Thanks for visiting the Elpy Dimension.